Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. I'm really excited to talk to you about today's episode. I really do get inspiration and reminders and just, I don't know, messages when I am just living my life exactly as I want with intention and freedom and peace. And this episode is a result of literally just living my life and saying, oh, if that ain't a message, right? And so today I want to talk about 3 things that I already knew to be true, but was given a beautiful illustration in life through it from Pilates. So for those of you who read my blog, which you can subscribe to at shantaegrant.com/blog. You know that I love Pilates. I've been doing it for maybe 4 or 5 months now. And just throughout the practice, there have been times where I'm like, this is a lesson. This is a best today principle. And so I just want to share 3 lessons that I've learned from the practice of Pilates that hopefully will help better illustrate for you some core teachings that I think are really important for life. So the first one is, if you are unfamiliar with Pilates, I do a lot of classes on the reformer. Those are my favorite. That's the thing that appealed me to Pilates. It's something that I can't do at home because I really enjoy exercising at home since the pandemic. When I canceled my gym subscription, like, I love it. I have my own bike at home. I'll be getting a tread soon. My weights are there. I just love working out at home. But the reformer gives me something that's a new challenge, and it really works muscles that you didn't realize needed to be worked or hadn't been worked, right? If you put your legs in a circle, you start circling your legs and you hadn't really worked those inner, I'm pointing to them, you can't see, but like up in your inner thigh. These are great for postpartum women. Like, I know the word, but it's escaping me, but you can't see. I'm like motioning. But anyway, basically working parts of your body, like in your back, in your arms, in your legs, everywhere, that it really hones in on those parts of your body. But it does it in a way that's different than when you think about getting a really good, quote unquote, workout in. You're not, let me just go to the lesson because I'm getting ahead of myself. So the first lesson is that doing things slowly, right? It makes it more challenging. In Pilates, a lot of time the instructor will say, go slower, because when you move slower, it makes it more challenging. You're actually going to focus on and pinpoint the thing that we're working on, right? Slower makes it more challenging, but you're going to get better results. And slower is the only way to really effectively get the thing we're targeting. Because if you go fast, you're bypassing the work and you won't target the area that we're trying to strengthen with this move. And I'm like, slower is better. What? How many times have I said that in so many ways on this podcast and in life and my teachings? And the reason that people go faster, like even if you put your bands on the reformer and you start even just moving simply as back and forth with your legs, which is like doing a horizontal squat, right? If you go fast, you're not really going to get that burn. It's like, okay, I'm going quickly. But if you go slowly out, or let's say if you're in a plank, because this way I think y'all will get it. If you're on the reformer and this is a machine that's going to move when you move, and you go out to a plank and you're supposed to bring it back and forth. If I go back and forth, right? I'm still working my core, yes, but I'm not getting that burn that it is really trying to target. If you're going slowly back and slowly forward, it's burning. You are shaking, but you are putting more attention on the place you're trying to get the results, the area of your body you're trying to strengthen, because everyone hopefully understands that having a strong core is really important to having a healthy body. It's the center of you, right? And so slower makes it more challenging, which is why people go so fast. Let's bring that into life. If I have to take my time with something and actually look at the details, if I have to slow down in my day, a lot of times why people don't want to slow down and allow life to get quiet is because of the things you have to confront there. There are feelings there. There are unresolved things there. There are things I have to actually meet with discomfort there. that are going to bring about better change if I give it the attention it needs. But it's so much easier just to keep flying by life. Zoom, 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 zoom. There's no time to think. There's no time to feel. There's no time to be self-aware. There's no time to actually look at maybe where I'm the blame in a lot of my own misery. There's no time to look at the things I need to prune or the things I need to clip, the things I need to do better. There's no time for that if I'm just zoom, 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 zoom. I'm just going to get a quick workout in, right? So that was a beautiful lesson that just reminded me and echoes so nicely in life is slower makes it more challenging, but you get the better results and you actually target the area that you want to strengthen. Because a lot of times our body will compensate. Our body will say, how do I make this easier? Oh, I'm just going to lean this way. And you're thinking, oh, I'm doing this thing. I'm doing it right. Woo, it's so easy. This is not hard at all. You're not doing it right. Your body is trying to say, how do we shift to make us not have to carry the load we're supposed to? And then you invite in body parts that's not supposed to be in a part of the equation. And so you end up actually going to cause injury to yourself. So really keep that in mind. Like slower means that this might actually be a little more challenging. I may not be able to get as many as I wanted to, but I am going to get the results that I want from this targeted area if I'm okay with going slower and rather than trying to speed all the way through it. So whoever that lesson's for, whether it's for you now or it's one you need to pocket because it's going to pop up when you need it, there you go. You're welcome. Number 2. So another thing about Pilates is you get to the end of the workout. I know for me, the first few times I did it and I was just like, I'm not even sweating. Like, and you don't realize it till the next day when I text my friend and I'm like, I wanted to lift my arm the other day and my triceps are burnt. Like it hurt to lift my hand. And you're like, oh, I really was doing something. I was targeting that muscle. It was really getting a workout. I didn't feel like I was drenched in sweat afterwards, but you don't have to be drenched in sweat. You don't have to be drenched in sweat to actually have done something. And sometimes being drenched in sweat isn't evidence that you did something. So let's bring that to life. Speed and intensity is not what's most important. You likely won't end a Pilates class dripping with sweat. You may on the right class now, because I did take one. I wasn't dripping, but I was sweaty, right? But typically you won't end the class dripping with sweat, but it's effective because you're narrowly focused on the parts that you likely never target. You don't have to go full throttle for results. Focused, intentional moves, y'all, that's where it's at in life. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review for the My Daily Planning Pad from Teresa, and she writes, travel friendly for BTG, which stands for Best Today Guide users. As an avid Best Today Guide user, I hate not having it with me when I travel, but I'm also a minimalist packer, so no more ripping out pages from the Best Today Guide when I travel, smiley face. This new product will be perfect for me to use to grab however many sheets for the days that I am gone. And she is correct. If you're not familiar with the Daily Planning Pad, it is straight out of our Best Today Guide, the way that the proven system that we've used for going on almost 3 years now that has helped thousands of women, customers, humans all across the globe to proactively plan their days. We have turned into its own pad with 50 sheets, which covers 50 days. You can order yours today at besttoday.co. If you're looking for an easy way to find it, under shop, there's daily planning, and you will find the Daily Planning Pad. Thank you, Teresa, for your 5-star review. Focused, intentional moves. I don't got to hoop and holler. I don't got to have you thinking, oh, if I don't show on the gram that I'm like lifting 400 pounds, it's not. Y'all, focused, intentional moves is where it's at. And Pilates is a great example of that. It is focused, intentional moves, right? And you're not always moving with fast speed. You're not always doing something that looks like it's going to produce a change that is strengthening you, but it goes back to that slower, more focused movement. But you don't always have to go full throttle. A lot of times I talk about this so often, you think, oh, I have to have this grand thing in order for it to really get me this grand result. And grand things are usually, if you think about even the book Atomic Habits, why I think it's so popular is atomic. He talked like small, size of an atom. Teeny, 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 weensy, teeny, 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 weeny, teeny. Little things. But stacked up together build things that actually like are what you want. And I talk about this in what episode was it? But a recent episode where I talk about the power of small. I'll find that for you and we'll link it in the show notes so you can tap back and listen to it. But it's understanding, it's episode 99, Let It Be Small, How Every Big Thing Happened Because of the Power of Small. So just tap back from 103 to 99 and listen to that episode. But it's understanding that there's so much power in being narrowly focused and really doing the thing that only works toward that focus thing, right? Focusing on something that's going to strengthen my shoulders or my triceps and not feeling like, okay, well, if I want to strengthen my triceps, let me go grab, some 25 pounders and start, right? No, ow. So the lesson is just speed and intensity and things that look big and heavy. That's not always where it's at for you in life. Sometimes it's those small, focused, intentional moves that are going to get you the results. And you won't even know it at the time. It's going to feel like this is too small. But come back the next day and, or come back in a week, come back in a month, come back in a year. And you see what you stack together. Your triceps of life are going to start looking sore and you realize, that's because I was doing something. And I didn't mention this in the episode on small, but it came to my mind later, again, talking about the power of small, is even the Bible says to consider the ant. Like of all the things God could have used as an example of something that is powerful and strategic and gets things, he's an ant. An ant, y'all. Like a teeny, 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 tiny, tiny, small, little, tiny, tiny ant is the example that God wanted to give us, right? An ant. So I don't want to hear anybody else come for me and tell me why small isn't necessary. Not even important, but necessary, okay? An ant. Mic drop. All right, number 3. This one is exciting because I get a question about this word a lot, but here's what I got from it. Thinking about Pilates even in my strength classes, I hear this when we're talking about balance or even yoga. So when you're trying to balance, there are classes that are just focused on balance in Pilates because it's really important to have good balance in order to progress in the classes. So they go 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. You got to have better balance. And the teacher will tell you the 2 key things necessary for balance is a focus, finding your focus point, and a strong core. That strong core is really important, right? When people ask me about balance, right? How do you find balance between work and life, work-life balance, blah, 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 one of my least favorite terms on the planet. We can find better wording, really. I just hate when we grab onto these sayings and they're everywhere. I want to invite people to think for themselves and stop just picking up the world's vernacular, but I'm always saying that. I've been saying that for a decade. Okay. But when people ask me about balance, right, I usually invite them to choose more accurate vocabulary, and I ask them what you're likely trying to ask is how do I honor the many parts of me? But here's a lesson on balance. If you just have tied your identity to this balance word, right? Even Pilates gives us an answer. What are the 2 things you need if you want to have balance and not fall off of the little ball that you're on or fall off the reformer? You need a strong core, just like in life. Do you have a strong core? Have a strong sense of your values, your core values, understanding who you are at the core? That's what you need. Number 2, a focus point. You find a place and you don't let your eyes off of it because it's going to help stabilize you. What is your focus? Do you even have one? Do you know what your focus is right now in your life? You can't look all over the place and maintain physical balance. It requires your attention, your focus, and strength at your core. So does life. It's a beautiful pairing to life. Balance in the physical requires a strong core and really tapping into it. You have to feel it and finding a focus point and not letting your sight off of it. Do you have a strong core in life? core values that center who you are, understanding who you are, and what is your focus point? What are your eyes on? I'm willing to bet your eyes are on all the places except for where your focus is. You're looking over here at what they're doing over there. How does the world define what good is, what beautiful is, what success is? And you're looking at all these places and you're wobbling. If you want the balance you keep asking about, what is your focus? And are your eyes set there and nowhere else? Because I'm going to tell you, without it, you're going to fall. Okay? Those are the 3 lessons that I've gotten from Pilates that really beautifully mirror life. Slower makes it more challenging, but you're going to get those results in the targeted areas. You don't need speed and intensity. Sometimes it's the slower, the focused move that really get the results that you really are looking for. And if you're looking for balance, focus and a strong core are necessary. Let me know what you think of this episode. As always, come talk to us in the Best Today community, our own app you can download for free, besttodaycommunity.com. Your first 3 days are absolutely free. Come on and join us. You can also text us 404-737-1002. Let's finish this conversation or continue this conversation. Which of these lessons hit home for you? Which one are you taking right now? And which are you storing in your pocket? Because you know it's going to come up at some point and I'm going to need it. As always, let me know. We love hearing from you, whether it's via text or in the community. You can always email us as well at hello@besttoday.co. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and you are worthy of being your best, one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.